The year was 1884, and the town of Redemption rests nestled in the heart of the untamed Arizona territory. A beacon of civilization amidst the vast and unforgiving desert, it's a place where the harsh realities of frontier life are balanced by the promise of opportunity and a new beginning. The sun beats down relentlessly on the dusty streets, baking the wood and clay houses until they seem to shimmer in the heat haze. Life here is tough, but the people are tougher. They're a hardy bunch, these folks of Redemption, bound together by the challenges they face and the dreams they hold dear. But tonight, the peace of Redemption is shattered by an inferno that not only threatens their way of life, but exposes the darkest secrets lurking in their midst. Flames rise high into the night sky, casting an eerie glow over the town of Redemption. The air is thick with smoke and the crackle of the fire as an entire ranch burns to the ground. People run through the streets, their faces etched with fear and urgency. They try to help, but it's too late. The fire is too strong and the wind is fanning it, making it almost impossible to stop. It's a tragedy that strikes at the heart of their community, leaving them to wonder why such a prosperous ranch would be willingly set ablaze. And as the ashes settle and the town begins to heal, dark secrets and long-buried resentments come to light, turning neighbors against each other and threatening to tear the fragile community apart. Thomas Clayton stands surveying his ranch in ruins. He's dressed in a worn leather jacket, his Stetson pulled low over his eyes, his face creased with worry and fatigue. For months now, he'd worked tirelessly to make this place a success, and now it's gone, reduced to smoldering ashes and cinders. His gaze sweeps over the charred remains of the barns, the stables and his home, each structure a silent testament to the life that once was here. Beside him stands Sarah Clayton, his wife, her delicate hands clasped tightly in front of her. She's a vision in a flowing white dress and bonnet, a stark contrast to the rugged surroundings. Her face is pale, her eyes filled with tears, reflecting the emotional toll this tragedy has taken. In her hand, she clutches a small bundle, presumably some salvaged clothing, the only item she could grab before the fire consumed their home. Their bodies are still bearing the soot and grime of their escape from the fire. Yet, there is a unity in their grief, a shared pain that binds them together in the face of this devastating loss. They're not just man and wife, but partners in adversity, united in the aftermath of this disaster. But as the sun rises and the first rays touch the charred landscape, Thomas begins to notice strange things, small details that don't quite add up. His neighbor, Jacob Wheeler, is missing. He should be tending his fields right now, yet his house is empty and his crops are wilting in the sun. The sheriff, Deputy Ben Carter, is nowhere to be seen. Usually punctual and reliable, he seems to have vanished. Even the townsfolk, normally so quick to offer help, are strangely absent, leaving the Claytons alone in their moment of need. As suspicion begins to creep into his heart, Thomas makes a vow to uncover the truth, even if it means facing the darkest corners of human nature. The road ahead will be long and perilous, but he's a man on a mission. In the depths of the Arizona desert, hidden away from the prying eyes of the world, lies the secret to the fiery demise of the Clayton Ranch. What Thomas discovers will shake the foundations of his world and challenge everything he thought he knew about loyalty, friendship, and the cost of survival. There's more to this story than meets the eye, and the truth is a dangerous thing. Meanwhile, in the bustling saloon of Redemption, whispers swirl like dust devils in the air. Men with shifty eyes and greasy beards huddle in dark corners, exchanging hushed words that carry on the wind. Thomas Clayton's name is on everyone's lips. His sudden and tragic loss has cast a long shadow over the town, and speculation runs wild. Was it an accident? Was there foul play? Or was this a desperate act born out of sheer misfortune? The saloon doors swing open, letting in a shaft of sunlight that momentarily illuminates the tense faces within. Enter Deputy Ben Carter, his badge glinting in the dim oil lamplight. His presence does little to quell the rumors. People's gazes follow him, seeking answers, seeking leadership in a time of crisis. He takes a seat, his face etched with weariness. The weight of the town's hopes and fears presses down on him, heavy and suffocating. It's a burden he carries silently, stoic and resolute. As the afternoon wears on, the saloon becomes a battleground of half-truths and hidden agendas. Each person who speaks has their own motives, their own secrets to protect. The easy camaraderie that once defined the saloon is replaced by a thick tension. The men's voices grow louder, their tempers flaring, mirroring the inferno that destroyed the Clayton Ranch. Ben watches it all, his sharp eyes missing nothing. He knows that in this moment of collective grief, fear, and uncertainty, the true character of redemption is being tested. As the sun dips below the horizon, casting long shadows across the room, Ben rises to leave. He's heard enough for one day, enough to know that the road ahead will be a treacherous one, but he's a lawman, duty-bound to seek the truth. With a final glance at the men in the room, he steps out into the darkening evening, leaving them to their shadowy games. In the solitude of his office, surrounded by the tools of his trade, Ben Carter sifts through the evidence piece by piece, trying to form a coherent picture of what happened to the Clayton Ranch. Among the few possessions saved from the blaze are the remnants of a love story, 2 letters found still clutched in the blackened remains of a chair. They were meant for Thomas Clayton, his name scrawled in a familiar hand across the envelopes. And when Ben unfolds the brittle pages, the words leap out, passionate and heartfelt. It's clear that these letters were more than just correspondence. They were a testament to a deep and abiding love between the writer, a woman named Elizabeth, and Thomas. But who is Elizabeth? And how did these letters, symbols of love and devotion, end up at the heart of a burning ranch? Ben's gaze hardens with resolve. These letters, with their tale of forbidden romance, are more than just a personal matter. They're a potential key to unraveling the mystery of the fire, a hidden motive that could turn the town's perception of Thomas Clayton on its head. Amidst the debris, Ben finds the remains of a structure, a small shack hidden away from the main ranch, a place where secrets could be kept and lives could be lived in secrecy. With careful hands, he brushes away the dirt, revealing a crudely made door, a threshold to a hidden world. Curiosity and a sense of foreboding drive him forward. He pushes the door open, bracing himself for whatever he might find. Inside, the air is heavy with the scent of decay, and the silence is deafening. Then he sees it, a faded photograph lying on a rickety table, a picture of a young girl with innocent eyes and a sweet smile. Beside the photo is a diary, its pages filled with a woman's elegant script, chronicling a life of love, loss, and sacrifice. As Ben turns through the brittle pages, he uncovers a heartbreaking tale. The diary belongs to Elizabeth, the woman from the letters, a woman who loved Thomas Clayton dearly. But their love was a dangerous game played out under the watchful eyes of society. For Elizabeth was married, her husband, the notorious Jacob Wheeler, the man who also happens to be missing. The revelation hits Ben like a physical blow, sending a jolt of realization through him. Could this be the motive behind the fire? Was Jacob behind the destruction of the Clayton Ranch, driven by love, jealousy, or a twisted sense of revenge? As Ben pieces together the fragments of the past, he realizes that the love story he thought he was uncovering is actually a tangled web of deceit, passion, and unimaginable choices. And the truth, when it comes to light, will shake redemption to its core. With a heavy heart and a resolute gaze, Ben Carter rides out of the valley, leaving behind the ghosts of redemption's past. He's no longer just a lawman seeking justice. He's a man wrestling with moral dilemmas, caught in a web of deceit spun by the very people he once considered friends. The once vibrant town of Redemption now seems shrouded in a melancholic mist, its buildings looming like silent witnesses to the unfolding drama. The weight of his discovery presses down on him, the knowledge that trust is a fragile thing and the darkness of human nature knows no bounds. But he's not alone in his journey. Beside him rides Thomas Clayton, his face haggard with grief, yet his eyes filled with a steely determination. Together they form an unlikely alliance, united by a common purpose, seeking to bring the truth to light in a world where shadows dance and secrets whisper. The road ahead is fraught with peril, but their bond strengthens with each passing mile, a beacon of hope in a sea of deception.